is Grace. I am 40 years old. For 15 years, I thought we were a normal family, a happy family. I really believed it. We lived in a nice house on a quiet street. There were big trees that shaded the sidewalk. In the fall, the leaves turned bright yellow and red. Our house was blue with a white door. I always planted red flowers in the front garden every spring. It looked like a picture from a magazine, a picture of a perfect life. I was married to Leo. I met him when I was 24. He was charming. He had a big, easy smile and dark, kind eyes. He made me laugh. He made me feel safe. We got married a year later. We had 2 beautiful children. Our son, Alex, is 14 now. He is quiet and smart, just like his father. Our daughter, Mia, is 10. She is bright and full of energy, like a little sunbeam. They were my world, my everything. Leo had a good job. He was a sales consultant for a big company. His job required him to travel. A lot. Sometimes he was gone for 2 or 3 days a week. He would go to other cities for meetings. He always said he hated leaving us. He would call every night before we went to sleep. He would talk to Alex about school. He would listen to Mia sing a song. He would tell me he missed me. I missed him too, but I understood. It was his job. It was for our family. Our life had a rhythm, a comfortable, predictable rhythm. On the days Leo was home, our life was full. We had family dinners. We talked about our day. On weekends, Leo would teach Alex how to fix his bicycle. He would push Mia on the swing in the backyard. We would watch movies together on Saturday night. All of us crowded on the sofa with a big bowl of popcorn. These were the moments I held on to. The moments that made me believe our family was strong, solid, real. When he was away, the house was quieter. I took care of everything. I helped the kids with their homework. I drove them to soccer practice and ballet lessons. I cooked the meals. I paid the bills. I was the manager of our home. I was proud of it. I thought Leo and I were a team. He worked hard outside the home. I worked hard inside the home. It felt balanced. It felt right. But sometimes, very small things would feel off. Like a picture on the wall that is just a little bit crooked. You might not notice it at first, but once you see it, you can't stop seeing it. For example, Leo started getting very protective of his phone. He always kept it with him. He put a new password on it. When I asked him why, he just laughed. "New company policy, honey," he said, "for security." It sounded reasonable, so I let it go. Another time, I was doing the laundry. I found a receipt in the pocket of his travel jacket. It was from a coffee shop. But the coffee shop was on the other side of our city. A part of the city he never went to. Not for work, not for anything. When I asked him about it, he just shrugged. "Oh, I must have met a client there," he said. "I can't remember all the places I go, Grace." He said it so easily. I felt silly for asking. So I let that go too. I was a trusting person. I believed in my husband. I believed in our marriage. Why would I question these small things? Our life was good. We had everything we needed. We had a beautiful home, healthy children. We had love. Or so I thought. The idea that something could be wrong felt impossible. It was a dark thought that I pushed away. I wanted to see the good. I wanted to believe in our perfect picture. For 15 years, I pushed those little feelings away. I ignored the crooked picture on the wall. I told myself that all marriages have small mysteries. All busy people are sometimes forgetful. I made excuses for him. I made excuses for the strange feelings in my heart. Because the alternative, the idea that he was lying to me, was too big. Too scary. It would break my world. And I loved my world. So I kept believing. I chose to believe. I did not know that my perfect world was built on a foundation of lies. A foundation that was about to crack. The cracks started to show on a normal Tuesday afternoon. The mail arrived, just like it did every day. I sorted through the letters, bills, advertisements, a postcard from my sister, and then I saw it. A white envelope. It was from a bank, not our bank, a different one. It was addressed to Leo. That was normal. But the address was slightly wrong. It had our house number and our street, but it listed a different apartment number. Apartment B. We lived in a house. There was no apartment B. I looked at the envelope for a long time. It was probably just a mistake, a typo, but it felt strange. My heart started beating a little faster. I shouldn't open it. It was his mail. But I couldn't help it. My curiosity was stronger than my good manners. My hands were trembling slightly as I carefully opened the envelope. It was a credit card statement. A card I knew nothing about. I looked at the list of charges. My eyes scanned the page. Restaurant bills from places I had never heard of. Charges at a fancy grocery store across town. And then I saw the recurring payments. Every single month. A payment to a jewelry store. A big payment. And another one to a children's clothing store. A store for young children. Mia was 10. She hadn't shopped in that kind of store for years. My breath caught in my throat. I felt cold. This didn't make sense. Why did Leo have a secret credit card? Who was he buying jewelry for? Who was he buying little kids' clothes for? I sat down at the kitchen table. The statement lay in front of me. It felt like a snake. Poisonous. I tried to think logically. Maybe the card was for work expenses. Maybe the jewelry was a gift for his mother or his sister. Maybe he was helping a colleague with a new baby. There could be reasons. Good reasons. But the feeling in my stomach told me a different story. The feeling I had been pushing down for years. It was bubbling up to the surface now. And it felt like fear. That night, when Leo came home from his business trip to a nearby city, I tried to act normal. He kissed me hello. He hugged the children. He asked about my day. I wanted to scream at him. I wanted to hold up the credit card statement and demand answers. But I couldn't. I was too scared. What if there was a simple explanation? I would look like a crazy, jealous wife. So I stayed quiet. I made dinner. We ate. We talked. But the whole time, I was watching him. Really watching him. I noticed how his eyes didn't quite meet mine. I noticed how he checked his phone when he thought I wasn't looking. The little things I had ignored for years now seemed like giant red flags. They were waving in my face. How could I have been so blind? A few days later, my fear turned into a desperate need to know the truth. I felt like a detective in my own life. I started looking for clues. It made me feel sick. I hated the person I was becoming, sneaking around, doubting my husband. But I had to know. Was I going crazy? Or was my life a lie? One evening, Leo was in the shower. His work bag was on the chair in our bedroom. I knew his phone was in there. My heart was pounding in my chest. I had never gone through his things before. It felt like a betrayal. But wasn't he betraying me? I opened the bag. My hands were shaking. I found his wallet, his keys, a notebook, and then I felt it. At the very bottom, hidden under some papers, a second phone. It was a simple, cheap smartphone, not like his nice work phone. I pressed the power button. The screen lit up. It had a password, of course. I tried to guess. His birthday, my birthday, our anniversary, the kids' birthdays. Nothing worked. It was locked. I couldn't see his messages. I couldn't see his calls. But I didn't need to. The fact that he had a secret phone was enough. Why would a man need a secret phone? There was only one reason I could think of. I put the phone back in the bag, exactly where I found it. I felt dizzy. I sat on the edge of our bed, the bed we had shared for 15 years. I looked around our bedroom. Our wedding photo was on the dresser. We looked so young, so happy. Was any of it real? The next week was torture. I lived in the same house with Leo, but I felt like I was living with a stranger. I smiled. I made conversation. I played the part of the happy wife, but inside, I was screaming. The secret phone was a constant thought in my mind. Who did he call with it? Who did he text? What secrets did it hold? The final piece of the puzzle came from my friend, Sarah. We were having coffee one afternoon. She was telling me about her weekend. The strangest thing happened, she said. I was at the big park across town on Sunday, the one with the big playground, and I saw someone who looked exactly like Leo. I felt my blood run cold. Oh, I said, trying to keep my voice casual. Leo was supposed to be in another state on a business trip last weekend. Yes, Sarah continued, not noticing my panic. It was so weird. He was with a woman, a younger woman with blonde hair, and they had a little boy with them, maybe 4 or 5 years old. The boy was calling him Daddy. It couldn't have been Leo, of course. You guys were out of town, right? But the resemblance was crazy. I just stared at her. My coffee cup felt heavy in my hand. A woman, a little boy, calling him Daddy. Sarah's words echoed in my head. I tried to smile. "That is strange," I managed to say. "Lots of people look alike, I guess." But I knew. In that moment, with a certainty that broke my heart, I knew. It was him. The coffee shop receipt. The secret credit card. The clothes for a small child. The second phone. And now this. It all connected. The crooked picture on the wall wasn't just crooked. It was a completely different picture, and I had been staring at it for years, refusing to see what was really there. He didn't just have secrets. He had a whole other life, a whole other family. I needed proof. I needed to see it with my own eyes. I know it sounds crazy. Why would I want to see something so painful? But I had to. I couldn't live with the what-ifs anymore. I couldn't live with the whispers in my own mind. I needed to see the truth, no matter how ugly it was. The next Friday, Leo packed his small travel bag. He was going on another overnight business trip. He kissed me goodbye at the door. "I'll miss you," he said. He looked right into my eyes. How could he lie so easily? The man I loved was a stranger. "I'll miss you too," I whispered back. The words felt like ash in my mouth. As he drove away, I didn't cry. I felt strangely calm. My purpose was clear. I got into my own car. I had arranged for a neighbor to watch the kids for a few hours. I told them I had a doctor's appointment. Another lie. His lies were making me a liar too. I followed him. I kept a safe distance so he wouldn't see me. My heart was a stone in my chest. I drove through parts of the city I barely knew. He wasn't going towards the airport. He was driving east, deeper into the city. After about 45 minutes, he turned into a quiet, suburban neighborhood. It looked a lot like our neighborhood. Nice houses, green lawns, kids' bicycles on the sidewalks. He slowed down. He pulled into the driveway of a small yellow house. It had a white fence and a big oak tree in the front yard. I parked my car down the street, behind a large truck, where he couldn't see me. I just sat there, and I watched. The front door of the yellow house opened. A woman came out. She had blonde hair. She was smiling. She walked up to his car. He got out, and he kissed her. Not a quick peck on the cheek. A real kiss. The kind of kiss he used to give me. Then a little boy ran out of the house. He had dark, curly hair, just like Leo. "Daddy," he shouted. He ran straight into Leo's arms. Leo lifted him up and swung him around. They were laughing. The three of them. A perfect little family. Standing in the sunlight in front of their perfect little house. My world didn't just crack, it shattered. It exploded into a million tiny pieces. I couldn't breathe. It felt like someone was squeezing my heart. The pain was physical. It was a sharp, deep ache that spread through my whole body. I watched them go inside the house. The door closed, and I was left alone in my car, staring at the life my husband lived without me. The family he had, that wasn't us. I don't know how long I sat there. It could have been minutes. It could have been hours. Time stopped making sense. All I could see was that image. Leo, the other woman, the little boy, a happy family, my husband's other family. The drive home was a blur. I don't remember the streets. I don't remember the traffic lights. Tears were streaming down my face. I wasn't just crying. I was sobbing. Big, ugly sobs that tore through my body. The pain was so intense. Betrayal. It's a simple word, but the feeling is a monster. It eats you from the inside out. 15 years. 15 years of my life. Our children's lives. All of it was a lie. He didn't just cheat on me. He had built an entire second world. When I got home, the kids were back. My neighbor said they were fine. I thanked her. I closed the door. I looked at Alex and Mia. They were playing a game in the living room. They looked up and smiled at me. Innocent. Happy. They had no idea that our family, the only world they had ever known, was a lie. How could I tell them? How could I break their hearts? Their father, their hero, was a fraud. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in the dark living room. I replayed every memory from our marriage, our first date, our wedding day, the birth of our children. Were any of those moments real? Did he ever truly love me? Or was I just part of a convenient life he had built? Was his love just another lie? The questions spun in my head over and over. There were no answers, only pain. The next day, Leo came home. He walked in around lunchtime, whistling. He dropped his travel bag by the door. "I'm home," he called out, just like always. He came into the kitchen where I was standing. He smiled his easy, charming smile. He leaned in to kiss me. I turned my head away. His smile faded. "What's wrong?" he asked. His voice was full of concern. The great actor. I looked at him. I really looked at him. I tried to see the man I married. But all I could see was a stranger, a liar. "I know, Leo," I said. My voice was quiet, deadly quiet. "Know what?" he asked. He looked confused. "I know about the yellow house," I said. "I know about the blonde woman. I know about the little boy." His face changed. The color drained from his skin. The charming smile was gone. The kind eyes were filled with panic. He looked like a cornered animal. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. "I followed you, Leo," I continued. My voice was stronger now, fueled by a cold anger that was replacing the pain. "I saw you. I saw your other family." He finally spoke. "Grace," he whispered, "I can explain." "Explain," I laughed. It was a bitter, broken sound. "Explain what?" "Explain how you lived a double life for years. Explain how you have another wife, another child. How do you explain that, Leo? How do you explain betraying me and our children every single day for years?" He sank into a kitchen chair. He put his head in his hands. "I'm so sorry," he mumbled. "I never wanted to hurt you. You never wanted to hurt me." I was shouting now. The dam of my control had broken. "You built another family. You lied to me every single day." You looked me in the eyes and lied. You told our children you were on business trips while you were playing daddy to another little boy. And you didn't want to hurt me. He started to cry. Tears ran down his face. It's complicated, he said. Complicated is not the word, Leo, I said, my voice dripping with disgust. Evil, selfish, cruel. Those are the words. He told me the whole story then. It was a pathetic, ugly story. He met her, the other woman, 7 years ago. Her name was Kate. He met her on a business trip, a real one that time. He said he was lonely. He said our marriage had become a routine. He said Kate understood him. They started an affair. Then she got pregnant. He didn't tell her he was married. He lied to her too. He told her his job kept him away a lot. He created a whole fake life for her, just like he had for me. He had 2 wives, 2 families, in the same city. He said he didn't know how to stop it. He said he loved our children. He said he loved me. He even said he loved Kate and their son, Sam. He loved everyone. He just didn't want to choose. He wanted everything. He was a greedy, weak man who had destroyed so many lives because he couldn't be honest. Listening to him, I didn't feel sadness anymore. I felt nothing but contempt. The love I had for him, the love I had nurtured for 15 years, died in that kitchen. It turned to dust. You need to leave, I said. My voice was cold and hard. Now. Grace, please, he begged. We can fix this. I'll end it with her, I promise. Fix this? I looked at him in disbelief. There is nothing to fix, Leo. It's broken. You broke it. You smashed it into a million pieces. There is no us anymore. You destroyed it. Now get out of my house. He finally seemed to understand. He stood up. He looked broken. But I felt no pity for him. He had caused this. He had made his choices. Now he had to live with them. He went upstairs. He packed a bag, not his small travel bag. A big suitcase. The kids were in their rooms. They didn't know what was happening. Leo stopped at the door. What will you tell them? He asked. His voice was thick with tears. The truth, I said. They deserve the truth. It's more than you ever gave them. He walked out the door. He didn't look back. I closed the door behind him. I locked it. And then I slid down to the floor and I cried. I cried for the life I thought I had. I cried for my children. And I cried for the woman I used to be. The naive, trusting woman who believed in a perfect picture. That woman was gone forever. Telling the children was the hardest thing I have ever had to do. How do you explain the unimaginable to a 14-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl? How do you tell them that their father has another family? I sat them down on the living room sofa. The same sofa where we used to watch movies together. My heart felt like it was being torn in two. I took a deep breath. I told them the truth. I used simple words. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I told them that their father had made some very big mistakes, that he had another family, and that he would not be living with us anymore. Alex, my quiet son, just stared at me. He didn't say anything. His face was like a stone mask, but I could see the hurt in his eyes. A deep, confused hurt. Mia started to cry. "But why?" she asked, her little voice breaking. "Doesn't Daddy love us anymore?" That question broke my heart. "Of course he loves you," I said, pulling her into a hug. "He loves you both very, very much. This is not your fault. This is about adult problems. He made a mistake. A very big one. But his love for you is real." I didn't know if that was true anymore, but I had to say it, for them. The weeks that followed were a gray fog. The house felt empty and huge without Leo. The silence was deafening. I hired a lawyer. I started the process of divorce. There were so many papers to sign, so many decisions to make. It was overwhelming. Some days, I just wanted to stay in bed and pull the covers over my head. I felt so tired. A deep, soul-level tired. But I couldn't give up. I had to be strong for Alex and Mia. They needed me. Mia cried a lot. She had nightmares. Alex became even quieter. He retreated into his room, into his video games. He was angry. He wouldn't talk about it, but I could feel his anger. His anger at his father. And maybe his anger at me. For telling him the truth and breaking his world. I felt so alone. My friends were supportive. They brought me food. They listened to me cry. But they couldn't truly understand. How could they? My life had become a crazy story from a movie. 2 wives, 1 city. It was my reality. Slowly, very slowly, things started to change. I found a part-time job at a local bookshop. It didn't pay much, but it was mine. It got me out of the house. It gave me a purpose beyond just being a heartbroken wife and a worried mother. I loved being around books. They were quiet and full of stories. They were a comfort. I also started talking to a therapist. She helped me understand my feelings. The anger, the grief, the guilt. Yes, even guilt. I kept asking myself, how did I not know? Were there signs I missed? She helped me see that it wasn't my fault. Leo was a professional liar. He had fooled everyone, including his other wife. I learned that Kate had no idea about us, either. He had lied to both of us. We were both victims of his selfishness. Healing is not a straight line. It's a messy, winding road. There were good days. Days when the sun felt warm on my face. Days when Mia and I would bake cookies and laugh. Days when Alex would actually talk to me about his day. On those days, I felt a glimmer of hope. I thought maybe we can be okay. Maybe we can build a new life. Then there were bad days. Days when a song on the radio would remind me of Leo, and the tears would start again. Days when I saw a happy family walking in the park, and my heart would ache with jealousy. Days when I felt so overwhelmed by the responsibility of being a single parent that I thought I would break. But I didn't break. Every day I got up. I made breakfast for my children. I went to my job. I paid the bills. I learned how to fix a leaky faucet by watching a video online. I learned how to be both mother and father. I discovered a strength inside myself that I never knew existed. I was not just Leo's wife anymore. I was Grace, and Grace was strong. It has been 2 years now. Our life is different. It's not the perfect picture I once had. The frame of that picture is broken forever. But our new life is real. It's honest. There are no secrets in our little blue house anymore. Just me, Alex, and Mia. A smaller family, but a stronger one. We are a team. Alex is starting to smile again. He joined the school's robotics club. He's good at it. Mia is still my little sunbeam. She loves her ballet classes. They see their father sometimes. It's awkward and complicated, but he is still their father. I have to let them have their own relationship with him. I can't let my anger poison them. I don't know what happened to Leo and Kate. I try not to think about them. He is a part of my past, not my future. My future is here with my children, in our home. Sometimes at night, after the kids are asleep, I sit in the quiet living room. I look around at our life. It's not perfect. It's messy and hard sometimes, but it is true. And I would choose a difficult truth over a beautiful lie any day. The lie almost destroyed me, but the truth, as painful as it was, set me free. It allowed me to find myself again. If you are listening to my story, maybe you are in a dark place too. Maybe your world has been broken. I want you to know that you are not alone. It's okay to feel lost and broken. It's okay to cry. But please, know this. You are stronger than you think. The pain will not last forever. The sun will shine again. You can rebuild. You can heal. It takes time. It takes courage. But you can do it. Keep going. One small step at a time. Your real life is waiting for you.